Well, good morning again. It is Monday.
Oh, it's a Monday.
You feeling all right? I know.
I am Super Bowl hungover right now. I know. It was rough.
And I was thinking about you. It's so funny because you were saying I mortgaged the house or whatever. No, the kids are not going to have any.
No new shoes.
No,
all right, guys, go
no inheritance. Okay. All right. You're watching the Wake Up Call here on LoadedTV.com, and we are super excited. It is the day after the Super Bowl.
Of course, which I think should be a national holiday, don't you? We should get.
I thought somebody was trying to do that.
Yeah, we should get that as a day off. Like everyone should get paid time off the day after the Super Bowl. I think because everyone's hungover anyway. I certainly am not at 100% right now.
I'm here. So yeah, so we were pretty disappointed. Of course, Kaepernick, the 49ers, played for UNR. So everyone was just crazy. I was at the Peppermill.
Yes.
No, Atlantis. Sorry. And sorry.
And
then people were just going mad.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
what happened?
The good news is, I think you can say, and we'll probably when Alice gets here, we'll talk more about it.
Okay.
One thing you can say, it wasn't Kaepernick. Kaepernick did extremely well.
No, not at all. Like Kaepernick, he did. I was very proud of him. Like I actually did not go to UNR, but just being from Reno and growing up here, like there's a little sense of pride in him being there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he had a very nice overall showing. I think it took a minute to. I mean, you got to remember, this is a guy who was playing his 10th ever NFL start in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And Dave, I was asking this at the party that I was at last night at Candy's, who is here, every Thursday or every other Thursday with you guys, and nobody seemed to know. Maybe you would know. Has that ever happened before? Has that ever, where a quarterback that young and that early in his career started the Super Bowl, like 10 starts in? Like I don't know if that's ever happened.
I think that he is the youngest. What he did do is he had the longest run from scrimmage in the history of the NFL.
Yes.
So he had that.
He's got that. Boy,
I don't think there was. I don't know that he was the first rookie quarterback to start. I think you're going to have to turn the clock back. Someone said to me, I think Jim Plunkett might have been.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're going way back.
Yeah,
but it is. They would have made a lot of that had he been the
That's
first
true.
ever.
Yeah, they would have made it more.
I think Jim Plunkett. I think Jim Plunkett might have been the youngest.
Can you say when was that? Like,
You're talking late 80s.
Yeah.
Late 80s. So.
Oh, okay.
I think
I wasn't born.
I mean, I think the two, like, he did a real good job. He's got great instincts. Joe Flacco's very clutch. Like you said, we'll talk more about it later probably, but it was such an exciting game. I mean,
it was exciting.
Niner fans, real diehard Niner fans. I'm more of a baseball nerd, so I like football and I follow football, but I don't follow it as intently or as obsessively, I guess, as I do the Giants. But the one thing that we can all be happy about is that at the end of the day, it was a hell of a game.
It was a great game.
Great.
They did a really good job.
Congratulations to both teams.
So Pam said he did really well. Jeff said he cried himself to sleep. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Jeff.
Ian says it was a great game, and it really was. I mean, everyone, and you made a comment about you were at a party, and it was the same way. I was teaching the little kids, and they were all interested in the game yesterday, and they're going, they're losing. I said, well, give them a chance. It's still a lot of games.
There was a lot of game left to play, and that's where it's always funny the day after a championship, and it was the same way with the Giants, and I understand that. Where there's a lot of bandwagoners, and I'm sure a lot of bandwagoners jumped on board because of the Colin Kaepernick thing and being around here, and I understand that. But if you're a bandwagon fan, attention all bandwagon fans. If you're a bandwagon fan, lay low, okay? Don't act as if you're a true fan like Dave or like somebody who's been a massive, obsessive fan for a long time. Or like, just lay low and acknowledge the fact that you're a bandwagon fan, and people will respect you more. They won't be so upset.
And God bless Google, because I just double-checked. Interestingly enough, Kurt Warner was the first to win. However, you have to remember he came from the Arena League.
That's true.
And he played in Canada and the Arena League, so he wasn't a true. Colin might be the first ever. Now, Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady.
Well, Paul says he's the youngest, but I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to have to check on that. We'll have to take a look.
By the way, Brandy is 6. We got to mention someone.
Sorry, you guys get me instead.
Right.
Like waking up Like waking up with hanky-panky on a Monday morning before. I'm your Monday morning treat, baby. That's the way it is.
No, actually,
come
what
on.
happened, aliens came down, and that is really Brandy, folks. We've been
Oh, yes.
Yes, I am.
She's actually really sick. You
Yes,
Yes,
of course.
so-
She's probably watching right now.
Send flowers.
So get well, Brandy, or don't, because I can handle it.
Yeah.
I'm glad
No.
she's not here only because I cannot be sick. There's no way, no way, no way. All right, we're going to talk football a
We'll
little
talk
more.
later.
We've got
We'll
tons
talk more
coming up.
Super Bowl later.
Want to say hello to Valerie, Barry, Jay, good morning.
Morning,
New
guys.
faces to us or new people.
And in the news,
Yeah.
All right, so we took, this is the time we kind of do, wacky news, weird news, whatever. It's not that,
Saucy
mine
news.
is not that weird, but,
okay.
so what do you think?
You make it weird,
you-
Natalie.
The top
Weird about
most
it.
hated, 5 hated companies in America.
Oh, well, I can, yeah.
And I'm sure we're gonna this is according to MSN, but we'll see. So Citigroup is number 5.
Number
They
5.
mostly because they're
Number 5.
saying they went through that financial crisis, but mostly that was because they laid off like thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
people. So they're very frustrated with them. So they're saying they think that Citigroup is not good. Next, number 4, Facebook.
No way.
Really?
Well, because of the shareholders thing,
Right.
where they went on, they became
Yeah,
public
the
company,
big IPO was very,
and then they,
inflated. But
Right.
a lot of people in the market said that. I mean, I know people that said don't buy it until it drops below 30, and I'm going, okay, because that's not supposed to happen. IPO is supposed
right, there was
to
a lot of a big hoo-hoo.
I hate Facebook because
There's-
it's such a pain in the neck to crop my profile picture all the time. That just takes forever. And I'm like,
This-
come on, Facebook.
Customer satisfaction issues, partly due to
That's a big-
privacy concerns.
Right.
Facebook, you don't necessarily need to change everything
Right,
every 3 months.
I agree with you. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
every
Just
3
chill
weeks.
out for a minute.
Now
all
they're
right?
really people are mad about the Instagram too because there's okay. All right, now the next
Yeah,
one.
Instagram's the same way.
Let's see. T-Mobile.
Really?
Yeah, they're saying, I think it's T-Mobile. I'm losing something here. Maybe it was AT&T. Sorry. Well, I screwed that up.
Right.
Let's move on to the worst. JCPenney.
What?
The worst, number 1 hated because they stopped. They basically they stopped having anybody in the store, so you had to go do all self-service.
Oh.
Now they're going back from that. Oh, I know, it was Dish Network.
Oh, no.
Who's the other one?
Dish Network is hanging by a thread.
Yes.
If Dish Network exists, this time, like a year or 2 from now, I will be shocked. Because with AT&T Uverse, DirecTV, and just like local cable distributors getting their Wi-Fi stuff together, it's unnecessary. I mean,
Well, I'll tell you, very interesting for those who don't know the northern Nevada area. The CBS affiliate lost their contract ended with Dish, and so Dish arbitrarily eliminated CBS.
There's,
Can you imagine?
And they've done that with so many networks. That's why
And they
Breaking
finally,
Bad.
got it
Woo!
back. Their arrogance when you complained to them, and I happened to at the time was a Dish subscriber,
Get AT&T.
and I finally said forget it. I mean, their arrogance was just unbelievable.
And
Yeah.
Bobby says he says get AT&T, which I agree. Like I actually don't have cable in my house, but I know a lot of my family members and friends that have AT&T Uverse.
Yeah.
And I think AT&T Uverse is pretty good.
Oh,
it seems like
amazing.
it's pretty
But
good.
the problem with that
Right.
is that they have a first-year pricing, and then it really jumps big time.
Yeah.
So I think in the area, and I've done them all. Charter is still locally, and Charter has really kind of turned the corner. They're in many areas, unfortunately not here yet, but they have the fiber network already set up, which is really the future. So cable at the end of the day will probably be it for a long time until we have a different level of direct. And when we talk about DirecTV, the little dish you see
I love
goes to a
DirecTV.
repeater. A repeater satellite. It's very complex, and I think the hardline cable systems, and as I say, Charter to me has been the best, and I've tried them all. Charter has the best internet. It is the fastest internet in the country, and that's according to PC Magazine, and so that's pretty significant.
Eventually what they're going to do is they're just going to inject fiber optic cable
my gosh.
when you're born.
Right.
So then all you got to do is go like, oh, Breaking Bad. Oh,
well, of course, as we all know, this little puppy.
Hold on, let me upload my.
Right here is your television of the future. I mean, that's
internet.
It's already here. It's already here. We're on here. You can watch us on this. So.
You are part of the future right now. That's what's happening.
So we want to say hi. So they're saying King says Dish is lame. Wombat says that Dish is still way cheaper than cable.
Yeah, but with way cheaper comes, as you can see right under there, comes consequences. You know.
Now the other thing is,
Dave, you should be a salesman for Charter.
No. Actually, in full disclosure, I have been endorsing Charter for about 5 years now. So, and I'm not hard selling it. I've tried them all.
My ribs hurt.
By the way, I have a news flash.
All right.
There will only be 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh.
Phil did not see a shadow, so that means
he did
early
crap all over
spring.
the guy who
Well,
pulled
that's
on
okay.
the thing, though. So that's whatever that.
And for those of you on the other side of
happened.
we also should say, for those of you on the other side of the pond, please know that we have this rather interesting tradition in Pennsylvania, of all places, where a rodent comes out of a hole on the 2nd of February, and if he sees his shadow, we're going to have more winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, spring should be about 6 weeks away.
Yep.
Which it is anyway,
yeah,
isn't
I
it?
say you do the math, and it's 6 weeks either way you look at it.
Which should just go to explain to everyone who is across the pond, doesn't live in the United States, that we are insane.
No, actually, Poxitani Hill is how we model our political system.
What? What are you talking about?
We pull Punxsutawney Phil. You should decide who's president.
That's
not a bad idea.
So I have, you know the movie Groundhog Day, which I love that movie. Love that movie.
Murray,
So so I watched it while it was on Groundhog Day on February 2nd, I guess it was. And so they were saying, if you've ever seen the backstory, like all the behind the scenes, that thing bit him really badly. They had to take him to the hospital.
They're not friendly.
They're mean and they're big.
I want to know all the nasty history that Punxsutawney. I want to know if he has dropped a load right there. As soon as they pull him, he sees the shadow, and then that's what I mean. Like I want to know. When that's happened.
I happen to have a recipe, so.
For groundhog.
And then,
they're big rodents.
Bill was asking earlier, real quick, because I don't want to ignore it, when my new show is going to be starting. We're looking about 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's going to be on Sunday evenings. It's a new nerd pop culture celebration show. It's called 50 Shades of Nerd. Myself and a good friend of mine and fellow movie reviewer Mike Fleming, we're going to be talking all things pop culture, all things nerdy in the world. A nerd celebration is coming to Loaded TV. So we're looking at the beginning of March, so we'll have more information on that. So we'll let you guys know.
I want to come talk nerd talk.
Absolutely, we want everyone to come talk nerd talk. We're out to prove a mission, Natalie, and we're out to prove a point. Nerd is not a 4-letter word.
We play Descent. Okay. All right, that was awesome. Okay.
I do not play.
No.
Paul NY says that you have a new show, right? I think what he's talking about starting on the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, we're going to have live from the Polo Lounge every Wednesday from 5 to 6, and it'll be a throwback. It's kind of a throwback to the old shows. The King of Reno, Porky Bennett, will be on, so we'll have music. Got stories from the Polo Lounge, live and in color from the Polo Lounge. So that starts at the 13th at 5 o'clock here on the LoadedTV.com worldwide.
Yeah, do I get a show?
Huh?
Where's my show?
Are we on your show?
Well, maybe. Do you have to have all the shows, Natalie? Okay. Greedy. I'm seriously though. People say, okay. All right. Hey,
wait, I'm not the King of Reno?
No.
No?
You're the prime of Reno.
The prime. Okay, I'll take that, baby. That's the way it is.
All right.
No, I meant prime.
I'm the prime rib of Reno?
Hey, this is my show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Trim the fat.
All right. You guys know Joey Ramone?
Yes.
Love the Ramones.
Yeah, I met him.
So the late singer Joey Ramone, if you are a fan of his, you will have a chance to snap up some of his personal items. They will go on auction later this month.
That's classy. That's just an odd way to put it. Formerly dead great artists, you can buy his things buy his candle lighter and his underwear.
And they haven't been dry cleaned or washed.
No, which then it wouldn't be valid.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. All right, so he died in 2001.
Yo-Yo says, I want to see Nat and Brandy do a survival show.
Can you imagine? I don't even know. We'd be like screaming at each other. I can cook.
Survivor. Which one of those two of them will survive? Because only one will make it out.
I know. We'd have to see. So they're going to be doing selling off his motorcycle jacket, some of his different things alongside scraps of paper. It's been 10 years since he passed away, so it's time for him to get some of that stuff out. It'll be February 14th and the 21st, and that will be at the Bowery Electric in New York if you want to.
What are the odds that when they do, is it going to be a live auction or an internet auction? If they have a live auction, the auctioneer comes out, what are the odds the first thing he says is, hey, let's go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
All right, awesome.
Hilarity.
So
Monday morning, it's not all going to be gold, people, all right? I'm working my best here.
It's pretty funny.
I went to bed 3 hours ago.
Did you? How was the party?
Candy's party was awesome. It was like Candy, who's in here, she does hair for LoadedTV now. Her and her husband George, they throw great parties. They had a crazy Halloween party that we don't want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I heard some about that.
You didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
whatever you heard was lies.
I did hear some stuff.
But it was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun as always. Candy and George throw great parties. They had wonderful chicken wings, which I'm chicken wing hungover more than anything else.
Really?
Yeah. That's the way it is.
Were they hot?
There was hot teriyaki barbecue and garlic.
Yummy.
Cornucopia of deliciousness.
It's nice to have all those different flavors.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So what do you got up on the show today?
Well, I thought I would start, one of the things I have been doing is I've been trying to find foods that are nutritious and foods that taste good and foods that will help satisfy your hunger and not put the pounds back on. And I think that's an important thing to talk about. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of pastas.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and they're good, and I've eaten them both, and they're very, very. I recommend them highly.
Okay.
And they're one of them has a lot of when you talk about carbohydrates in food, you want to talk about the complex carbohydrates. You can't live without carbohydrates. I mean, there are those who try, but you cannot live without complex carbohydrates. So we'll talk about carbohydrates to the certain extent that they do help you process. And there's a pasta that actually is good for you, and it actually, if you have type 2 diabetes, for instance, it's okay to eat because it is complex enough that it burns the insulin up in a slow way that the way you're supposed to do it. So we'll talk about that, and then we got more later and more in the show.
Dave, can I ask you a question real quick? It's been something I've been wanting to ask you since I started coming on with you guys here, LoadedTV, real quick. Can you prepare my meals for me?
I can do that. I cater. I cater, but I don't do windows.
Is that too much? Nothing fancy. Just come over 3 times a day and make sure I have my num-nums.
Yeah, that's righty. I love that kind of stuff.
You're killing me. Okay.
All right.
We are live at the Bonanza Casino. I want to remind you guys, wait till you hear this.
Num-nums. Is what I said. Sorry.
Tonight, you guys, there is the Winemakers Dinner Series. Guess who's going to be here at the Bonanza?
Guess who's going to be here at the Bonanza?
Joey Ramone.
No.
Michael Mondavi.
They're from the dead.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Rob Mondavi Jr. will be here, and they're going to be doing a big wine dinner, which I think is pretty cool. He's coming here.
They do wonderful wine dinners here. Chris Rahm, the executive chef, I worked with him many years ago in the wine dinners that I was doing, and a very talented man. Always a great menu, but I don't know if there's probably any seats left.
Probably not.
That's the one great thing. Their reputation is that
good.
It's
a hot ticket.
Yeah, that is a hot ticket. They also have Treasures of the Sea. Listen to this. So you get a half Maine lobster tail. Then they fill it with sea scallops, prawns, lobster chunks. I'm sorry, I know. Where's our breakfast? And that's in a Mornay sauce.
Sounds wonderful.
Yummy, nummy.
Dave, did you make that?
Numbers.
Yeah, I could do that.
Did you make my num-num?
Yeah.
All right.
This is how I get
I think we're going to get out of here. Oh, somebody wants wine right now.
Wine, of course.
We're going to get on out of here, and then are you up next?
I'm up next.
And Ken has some tech segments, and we're going to talk more sports.
We will talk.
Alice will be here.
Listen, baby, I'll talk whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm here at your disposal. I'm the prime rib of Reno.
All right.
Num-num.
Hey, I love that.
Just call me Num-Nums. Can I be my nickname from now on? Num-Nums?
I can't even speak straight. All right. We are going to be right back. You're going to watch this quick commercial. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Okay, bye. There we are again. It's Monday morning. You're watching Wake Up Call at LoadedTV.com, zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada, and we are at our home, the Bonanza Casino, and we're here every morning, 9 to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday. And
word up, Dave.
This is our Oscar. This is our Oscar,
and we're going to talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk pasta. You know, one of the things I've been faced with on my little adventure, disappearing me, the journey from obesity that I'm doing, is finding foods that I can create some good meals with, eat, and not be so much worried about putting the weight back on. Of course, one of the things, for those of you who have been following this, know that I had my stomach reduced quite a bit, and so I have found that it's very easy to get full very fast. But even so, the important thing is what I put in my stomach, and a lot of protein. But as I evolve and as I lose more weight, the important thing is I have to find those foods that will fit. And one of the foods that I've been looking for is pasta, because that was my downfall, pasta and bread.
Yeah.
That'll get you every time. So I found a couple of really interesting pastas. I've tried them. I actually had one. We served one at a dish I did the other day at the Super Bowl party, and it really came out well. The first one I'm going to talk about is the durum wheat pasta. Now, durum wheat is a pasta, and it's one of the oldest. It goes back to 7,000 BC.
Wow.
I wasn't there during the harvest, but I've read the notes.
No expiration date.
No, it isn't. It's a hearty pasta. It is just making its way to the United States in the last 30 years, primarily found in like Montana, Colorado, those areas, the Dakotas. A lot of the better wheat pastas are coming from there. And this particular pasta it comes in a durum wheat, and then there's also its very close cousin, semolina. And in Central Europe, particularly in Italy, that pasta, and we're talking about this pasta right here. Whoops, wrong way. I got to look this backward. Sorry. That pasta is, by law, one of the only two pastas that can be used in the true making of pastas in Italy, by law.
Wow.
And one of the things, folks, that you don't know about Europe, unless you're there, and I know there are some people listening, their foods are regulated. The wines are regulated. The cheeses are regulated. The balsamic vinegars are regulated. Wow. So much of the food has a regulation because they want it to be honest. Chocolate is regulated. I mean, you have to have certain levels of cocoa fat to be. I mean, we in this country,
Italy.
Yeah, well, it's all over. It's all over Europe. Okay. But particularly the pasta, it either has to be this durum wheat pasta or it has to be a semolina. And by law, that's the only way it can be called pasta in Italy specifically.
No, that's semolina, not salmonella.
That's right.
Yes, not to be confused.
No, and they're both pastas. The difference being that semolina is a heartier grain pasta, and it tends to take a lot more work. The durum wheat pasta is a little finer. The other thing is, pastas in Europe are not as processed as our white flour grains. Yeah. So therefore, we use white flour in our pasta. It's more processed. What it does is it takes away the nutrients. When you process white flour, it takes away the nutrients, and that's a big part of the problem. The other pasta I like
we have Gene who's asking if I like pasta.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear. I'm a huge pasta fan. Pasta is what helped make me the man that I am today.
Yes, and
more than one.
Ina says that pasta's 1,000 years old. It's a lot older than that. It's probably about 9,000. You know, it was first found in 7,000 BC, so that's a few years ago, and that's true. It was a naturally occurring grain, a grass that was found in Central Europe, and so that's what that's all about. The other one is spelt S-P-E-L-T, and that is a really interesting pasta. It is one of the most nutritional pastas. It has a lot of B complexes in it. The other thing about spelt pasta is it's very easy to digest, and it has that wonderful variety of complex carbohydrates. So, again, a lot healthier for you. You cook it a little longer, but its texture and its flavor is excellent. It holds sauces. We did a spelt yesterday with a wonderful meat bolognese, a sausage bolognese, and the fresh ground Parmesan on it. But it is healthier. It's one of those complex carbohydrates that your body does adjust well to. It really is just kind of being reborn, shall we say, in North America. Yeah. It's something that really hasn't been around for a while, but it's good stuff. And again, you can start finding. These are two pastas that come from the Bay Area, and they're found. I happen to find these in a little store called the Bighorn Olive Oil Company over in Mayberry Landing, but you can find them also in Whole Foods. Are they a little more expensive? Yes, they are. But again, when I'm talking about the nutritional value, particularly of the spelt, you're really talking about worth having. Again, you can't eat a lot of it if you're trying to lose weight because yes, it has all the glutens, it has all the carbohydrates, but again, it's more of a complex carbohydrate. So it's good things that I'm going to come up with some recipes. The big secret is the sauce. How do we come up with the sauce?
And that's what I was just going to ask. What would you put on that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of sauces you can make, but what I'm really looking for is I'm trying to create a true Italian sauce, which is going to be a red sauce with no sugar. Okay. And here's the trick to that. You got to be, the tomatoes have naturally occurring sugar. So now I have to figure out how do I reduce the sugar to a inconsequential level, because one of the problems with sugar is if you go by the standard, the RDA, the regulatory dietary standards, which is the USDA, you should have about 12 grams of sugar a day, and honest Lindsay, 12 grams of sugar would be approximately, to give you an idea, half a can of about 6 ounces of Coke, and you would be probably very close to that, if not over.
Well, that means
all day.
I'm lucky to be alive. Then, what that means right now. So
yeah, you're a cokehead? No. No, he isn't. He is not. That's the problem. That's the American problem. We all, and I was just as guilty as the next. So, but these are great pastas to look for. And again, they are. This Bae is a really quality brand pasta.
And again, you can't find this in every store.
No, you won't find it most right now. And again, right now, you probably won't find it in most of your grocery stores. Right. And folks, let me tell you why I'm talking about this. I have made every honest effort to try all the wheat pastas. And you know, there are some people who say it's great. I just can't get there. I think that for the most part, their flavor is very lacking, but more importantly, I at times get, and I use this respectfully, a cardboard taste. And you know what? The one thing I'm going to tell you right now, no matter whether you're healthy or not healthy, or eating or not eating, whenever you eat, it's all about flavor. And if you cannot have flavor in food, why bother?
Absolutely.
And I mean, I understand we tend to overdo it, but at the end of the day, it's all about flavor.
Absolutely.
And next week we'll talk about a really great place to find flavor in these pastas. So.
And we have Dean who's asking what your favorite restaurant in Reno is.
Oh, well, I mean, that's always hard. I mean, there are so many of them. I went to one the other night, which we had in still, if you pick up a Reno News Review, it's called La Familia. It's a really outstanding Italian restaurant, and they had a homemade lobster raviolis.
Stop it, Dave! It's Monday morning.
And stuff like that. I'm very passionate. Once I've been asked more than once in an interview if I only had one food to eat my whole life, what would be? It'd be Italian, because they're so diverse. But they also my daughter had a salmon with crab and a champagne sauce over the top, which could have been just one of the best things she says she's ever eaten. And so, I love that. But I'll tell you what, the Cactus Creek here puts out a pretty good piece of meat, and I enjoy that very much.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Would you pardon the pun?
I'm talking restaurateuring. So, we got tech segments. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to have much more fun. Stay tuned. Stand by. You're watching the Wake Up Call on the world premiere internet television.
I'm going to go mug someone for breakfast right now.
LoadedTV.com. From the Bonanza in Reno. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Starving.
Hey there, I'm Chef Dave Preston with my official taste tester and aide-de-camp, Brandy DeQuinn, and we are at the Branding Iron Cafe at the Bonanza, and this is Monday night.
Our Monday night dinner date with Dave?
Absolutely.
Yes, we're having winner chicken dinner. You get this whole plate right here, right, for $3.95.
And a biscuit.
Plus this biscuit. And then what is this? $1.75?
75 cents for you get a wing and
Yeah.
another, and you get a leg, and then for another $1.75 you get a fabulous green salad. Really a real wonderful comfort food dinner. This time of year it is really needed because it's cold outside and you need all those good carbohydrates to get some energy going.
And all this is under $5.
It is. And what they have is they have a super secret breaded chicken. Now, I happen to know the secret, but I'm sworn to secrecy. Otherwise, they're going to probably excommunicate me to Ely or somewhere like that.
I want to eat it now.
But you know what we got? Well, yeah, I know you do. But we have a beautiful, beautiful breast. We've got a thigh. Look at those green beans, a little bit of bacon and a little bit of onion in there.
Ooh, yum.
We got the beautiful cream. Oh, I love good old-fashioned cream gravy, a little bit of salt and pepper on top of these mashed potatoes. Homemade biscuit. Look at that biscuit.
Oh,
This is a
looks
nice
delicious.
big biscuit. And then we got our little extras. And Brandy and I are we're going to have to taste test this so we can identify to you exactly how good it really is. But more importantly, we want you to come on down because this is only how much?
$3.95.
And that's right here. And
And
honestly,
you can get all of this for under $5, Dave?
and
Wow.
honestly, you can really do well with a couple. You could probably feed a whole family with 2 orders. I'm telling you right
think
now.
so.
And it's always great, delicious. Again, kind of nice balanced meal. You got a really nice salad here. You got your choice of salad dressing. You can have ranch or blue cheese. They got a vinaigrette. They got a Thousand Island. So it's real easy to pick and choose from there. You got wonderful, wonderful vegetables. You got some cucumbers, some carrots, tomatoes. But then we move over to the main course. And I tell you what, green beans are one of my favorite.
Mm, mine too. I love green beans.
And look at those potatoes.
I like to mix them in the mashed potatoes.
I'm just like you. You know, it all goes down to the same place, so there's nothing wrong with mixing everything together just before you do it. A beautiful homemade roll, and again, this just looks like something that's too good to be true.
I know. I can't wait to dig in. Can I dig in now?
Yeah, you can dig in now. I have to let Brenda because understand that she's a growing young lady, and we don't want her to be underfed. So I'm gonna taste the beans first. I'm a bean guy. I love beans, so. Absolutely delicious. They're just right. You know, a lot of people boil their beans to death. They should be a little bit al dente, and they should have wonderful flavors. And believe me, these are seasoned with, like I say, a little bacon and some onion in there. And I'll tell you what, these are great. I'm going to eat my beans first.
I'm doing it like they do in the South. I'm using my fingers. I don't know. That's just what I saw on Honey.
And I'm doing it like I do all the time. I'm spilling. All right. Now, before I get to the chicken, got to try those potatoes.
Oh, me too.
The hard part about eating and talking is you really can't.
I'm gonna.
Beautiful milk gravy, almost like red-eyed gravy.
yummy.
Great. Of course, a great salad too. All the vegetables,
Oh my God.
really healthy for you.
I'm gonna have a big tomato and have it pop in my mouth.
I ought to, look at this. This is a huge, huge, huge roll. So I'm going to, beautiful, beautiful roll. Open that little puppy up because we ought to have just a little taste of it. I'll be good and I won't use any butter, but I'll just have a nice taste of this beautiful bowl.
Oh, Dave's eating. See?
Dave is eating now, and the good news is I can do it, but I'm getting full quickly. But I've saved the best to last.
What's that?
Here we go. This has got to be, this is the first real piece of meat I've had in probably a month.
Wow. The skin's good, huh?
The skin is delicious. Once again, every Monday night,
Yes. Southern Fried Chicken Mondays. It's called Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, and it's only $3.95 here at the Bonanza Casino inside the Branding Iron Cafe. Get your booties down here on a Monday night and just dig that change out of your couch because that's all you're going to be needing for this whole meal in front of you.
I say it is absolutely delicious.
Yeah. I'm going to eat this whole thing. Ready? Hello, I'm Brandy DeQuinn. I'm here at the Branding Iron Cafe inside the Bonanza, and I'm going to sneak up on somebody and ask them how their meal is here with Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. Let's go find out. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Jack.
Hi, Jack. So I see you've already halfway almost enjoyed this Southern Fried Chicken Dinner.
Yes, I have. It's very nice and very enjoyable.
How long have you been coming here to enjoy this?
Oh, we come here every Monday night for quite a while, so it's kind of a tradition with us. So
And what do you think of this deal? $3.95 for all of this?
It's incredible. And we'll be going out in the casino and do a little gambling afterwards. But it's an excellent deal for the money. You can't beat it.
You heard it here first. I mean, the people eating the food are saying it. I'm saying it. Everybody's saying it. So come down here and try it for yourself. Branding Iron Cafe at the Bonanza Casino.
Every chef will tell you that it's what's on the plate that really counts. That's what keeps them coming back. And your name is?
I'm Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. You keep coming back, don't you?
Yes, we do.
And why do you come back?
It's the best deal in town, and it's always good.
You get enough?
Yeah, oh, plenty. I have breakfast another time or two after this.
And what do you like best? What part of the chicken?
I like the skin the best.
You know, they got a super secret sauce they won't tell me. They said they would have to take me out back and shoot me. But you've been here a lot Mondays, and bang for the buck is what you're telling me.
Yes, absolutely.
And not only that, but the flavor on the plate.
And they're green beans. I never ate my vegetables first, but here I do.
What do you think of the gravy?
I like the gravy too.
What more can I say? It's all about what's on the plate, and you heard it straight from the person's mouth.
And welcome back. You're watching LoadedTV.com. This is the Wake Up Call, and I'm Ken McKim with your Tech Bites update. So some of you might remember on the live show from the Bonanza Casino last year, I did a story about the Microsoft Surface. At that time, they had just released the RT version. And I wasn't that impressed because it only runs apps from their app store and doesn't have a lot of storage space on it, and you know, it wasn't a full operating system. So I advise people, look, if you're at all interested in the Surface, wait till next year. They're going to release the Surface Pro. That's going to have an actual full version of Windows 8. The same type of Windows 8 that you can get on a laptop or a desktop. So it's a real OS. It'll be backwards compatible with all your programs, yada yada yada. And I thought if they just priced it right, they might actually have a winner on their hands, because this could be a tablet that you could do actual work on. But I thought maybe Microsoft might be able to jump in and be competitive in the tablet market if they could just get this right. But they shot themselves in the foot again, just like they did with the RT version, because if you get a Surface Pro with 128 gigabytes of storage space on the SSD drive, you're not getting that. You're paying $900 for it, but you're getting maybe 83 gigabytes of storage space, because the OS is that freaking massive and takes up that much room. Now, some of that is also partitioned off into a recovery drive. Be that as it may, what are you thinking, Microsoft? It just reeks of false advertising to me. I'm sorry, it does. $900 for that. To put it in perspective, and again, I'm not an Apple devotee, okay? I like Apple products. I used to have an iPod, and I'll probably get another one. I like my iPad just fine, but I prefer Android for my phone experience, so I have an Android phone. My wife has an iPhone, but I have an Xbox, not a PlayStation. So I try to be tech diverse. I like technology that works as advertised, that's a good value, no matter who made it. I cannot get behind Windows Surface when you're advertising one thing and delivering something completely different in my estimation. I mean, it gets worse with the 64 gigabyte model. You get maybe 23 gigs of available storage space. 23 gigs. Okay, I'll tell you what, why don't you just go out and buy a Chromebook? Seriously. For $250 you can get a Chromebook from Samsung that's light. It's 11 inches, so it's a bigger screen than any other tablet out on the market today. And it's 16 gigs of storage, which isn't much less than 23. And you also get free 100 gigabytes of Google Cloud storage to go with it. Plus it's got dual Wi-Fi antennas in there to really help you get connected and stay connected wherever you are. I mean, and it's a laptop, it's a Chromebook, it's lightweight, it's got the full keyboard, it's a full OS, and it's not $900, it's $250. Really, Microsoft, what are you thinking? This is like the third time you've shot yourself in the foot in the last 8 months. They did it with their phones too, remember? You had the Windows Phone 7, and that was, after a few updates, a workable operating system for a phone. It was pretty good. I liked the live tiles. After the Mango update came out, I thought, okay, this is viable. As long as they can finally start getting some apps developed for it, why not? I think it's fine. I wouldn't mind owning one myself, except I would miss too many of my favorite apps. But then they come out with Windows Phone 8, which only runs on hardware that none of the Windows phones that run 7 have. So you can't upgrade from Windows Phone 7 to Windows Phone 8. You can't do it. You're stuck. You just spent however much you spent on your Windows Phone 7, and it's a brick, and you can never upgrade it. You're done. You have to pay for all new hardware to get Windows Phone 8. That's a huge kick in the teeth. Just like Apple did. They're not immune from this. Remember the Lightning connector? I like the Lightning connector. It's nice. It's omnidirectional, so you can't ever plug it in the wrong way and break the dumb thing. But they rendered so many charging accessories unusable. And, you know, people spend a lot for car chargers and external chargers and travel chargers and, you know, all of that. So I don't understand why companies do this to themselves, but I just can't get behind Microsoft Windows Surface anymore. Can't do it. Can't recommend you buy it. That's just ridiculous. I don't get it. So look, if you have purchased a Windows Surface, either RT or Pro, and you're happy with it, good for you. I can't get behind them. But I'd like to hear about your experience with it, so go ahead and drop me a line to ken@loadedtv.com and let me know if you like it or if you hate it and you ended up trading it in or whatever. You can also reach me on Twitter @WakeUpCallTech, and I'll get back to you there. But I'm going to stop ranting now, because the Wake Up Call has many more great stories just ahead for you. So don't go anywhere. And until next time, I'm Ken McKim, and you take care.
Here we are again. Holy smokes, it's Monday and we're in our last segment. What more can I say? Alice is here, so that means we're going to talk sports. By the way, Ian says, someone asked what tonight, we're having the chicken dinner tonight, $3.95. Chicken dinner starts at 4 o'clock. Got to have a Players Club card, but that's easy to get, it's free. So come on down.
It's really a great deal.
I
mean, really.
You could also take part if you were an international celebrity such as myself.
Oscars.
But I mean, that's, you know.
That's right.
Not everybody.
And if you come tonight and Oscar's here, he will do the chicken dance.
I will, amongst other dances if you get me drunk.
Well, he'll do the Dougie. You're going to do the Dougie too?
I'll Dougie it out. I'll Doug Funny it out. I'll be like Doug doo-doo-doo-doo, if you know your 90s
party. All right, Alice, you look as sad as I feel.
I am upset. Just because the Niners lost. No, just because, just look at just the face, or just seeing Kaepernick's face.
And he was hugely disappointed, but I think that.
Hi, Tiffany.
I think
Butter.
He was not the problem.
Not at all.
And it just the whole game, that first half was a disaster for the 49ers. They couldn't put it in gear. And I'll tell you, the one thing, Jones's 108-yard kickoff return
was a gut punch.
That lets the air out of the balloon real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't get that back. And in a game like that, and that's something else, folks.
Well, they did. They kind of had that momentum when the power went out.
$1 short. Yeah.
When the power went out.
It wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough.
I thought it was very interesting when the power went out in the stadium for that long. I turned and I literally looked at the person next to me and I said, "When the lights go down in the city," which is a San Francisco. I mean, that's Journey, San Francisco. Hello, and then they got the momentum back. That was a little eerie for me. That was just creepy.
I think it was a sign.
I think it was.
Yeah, but it was actually it helped the 49ers more than the Ravens. The Ravens got their rhythm back, but the Ravens were flat for a full quarter. They had nothing going.
And you got to give credit to the Ravens. I mean, look, Joe Flacco in this play for having such a poor end of the season as he did.
Yeah.
He became a superstar in these playoffs. Like, he showed how clutch he is. He might not be the most consistent quarterback in the league, but he is so clutch. It is like the throws that dude makes blows my mind.
Yeah,
like,
he had a few where you almost think he's not going to be able to throw.
And then he nails
somewhere.
And it's just like miracle. Every time he scrambles out of the pocket, it freaked me out. I'm like, he's going to make a miracle throw.
And the secondary, the 49ers secondary, there was something left to be desired. I think that was definitely a problem for them, and they know it. And I can't help but one fumble. What was wonderful, what was amazing, what reminded me of the great days of Joe Montana and Steve Young was that comeback. I saw Atlanta. I saw it kind of go. But I want to say this because, in all fairness to the players, at this level, that final series really boiled down, I think, to coaching decisions more than anything else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that 2-point conversion.
Well, that was that.
I guess it wouldn't have mattered.
No, well, it would have mattered because it would have tied the game.
Yeah, it would have tied the game.
And that would have had a whole different. That would have had a whole different.
Yeah, that's tough though. Those are tough.
And it was. I thought that they had a kind of a poor management of their timeouts in the second half. Like when Kaepernick got spooked at the line of scrimmage at one point and called a timeout, and then the almost delay game late in the fourth quarter. Those two timeouts really hurt the 49ers in the last 2 minutes of that game. So.
And I think a lot of people, for those of you particularly that are not in this country, don't know the way that game is played today is with a computer.
Absolutely.
This is when you see these guys on the sideline looking at hooks, they have instantaneous pictures of a play, how it was executed. Then they have a algorithm that puts probabilities in, and this is what people wonder how these quarterbacks are always running up and down the line.
Yeah.
There's probably 15 different probability scenarios, as they call it. When that quarterback sees how the defense lines up, that he knows the possibility of what he can do. Vice versa, the defense have the same thing when they know what down it is, what yard it is, what time of the. I mean, this game is not done necessarily on all heart and guts and glory. It is done at the most sophisticated level you could ever imagine.
From every angle, there's guys up in the booth, up in the
people
the
on the
rafters
ground
watching. I mean, it's so complex that.
So you almost wonder if it doesn't take away from the game.
No.
Almost, it's a little bit more.
It's not like the. What would New Rockney say?
Right. No, about
It looks like who was your favorite player yesterday? Oh, of course, Kaepernick. Of course, I have to support. The guy.
Colin Kaepernick showed tremendous instincts, just like he has the whole playoffs.
And my favorite play, I hate to say it, and I don't want to admit it, but I'm ashamed of it. I have to admit that 108-yard rush, I think, was.
From kickoff.
I have to say that was kind of amazing. I'm not going to lie. I am upset that the Niners lost, but that play there.
But there again.
Why wasn't he covered? Why wasn't anybody getting?
There's a very logical answer. When you listen, I was listening to, there's a Niners network that we were listening to with all players, and Bill Romanowski, one of the great San Francisco linebackers, said, statistically, when it's a low ball, the returner will take a knee in the end zone, and that's what didn't happen. The Niners were not looking at Jacoby Jones.
And Jacoby Jones had an idea from the moment that ball was
saw that the defense was focusing on man-to-man coverage, and that was not what they were not looking at him, and he saw that opening, and good night, Gracie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, when it boils down to, it boiled down to like the Ravens, up until the blackout, the Niners were being flat out just outperformed by the Ravens and Beyonce, which was odd.
No, that was a very good show.
Yeah, but the Ravens just, from the moment they came, the entire first half looked like they came to play. They were willing to do what was necessary. They were the more physical team. And as good as Kaepernick played, as much as we all love Kaepernick and the Niners, you have to give it up, I'll say it again, for Joe Flacco. Because he went out there and very quietly, when the whole focus was on Ray Lewis and his last game and the defense and how physical it was going to be, he went out there and quietly threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, got the MVP, and never calls attention to himself. He is that dude. I gained a lot of respect for Joe Flacco this postseason. Like, he just a hell of a guy. And in a contract year, he became a superstar, so, good for him.
Funny. They started mentioning, is he going to get, now is he a $20 million quarterback,
But Dale nails it on the head. The most important thing to remember today is pitchers and catchers report 8 days. Spring training is up. Dave up top.
So what did you guys think about the national anthem? There was a lot of debate on Facebook that it was not good. It's too long. It went on. It was Alicia Keys.
Well, I mean, the answer to the question is, in this day and age, the stylistic approach to the national anthem at any sporting event is going to be what that artist wants to interpret. There's not much anything in it. No one can say, all right, we want.
Can we have some respect for that?
As I say, the question is should you interpret the national anthem? Seems to be a debate.
That much? So, I mean, I like Alicia Keys. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and I'll always support. She's an ex-girlfriend of mine, so I will support her. Like, we ended on good terms, and that's cool.
Wasn't it your piano that she played?
It was. If you smell what Dave's cooking, if you're in a manner of speaking, no pun intended. Actually, I'm pretty sure she played my flute.
Yeah.
Bam!
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Whoa!
Thank you. Hello. Play the flute. All right. Anyhow, but I thought the interesting thing, and the thing that I know that John Harbaugh got a little upset with the blackout.
Yeah.
Because what really happens, and folks, you have to appreciate this, is that the athletes, their muscles are at a certain level and their hearts are pumping, and that slowdown is you saw them all stretching and stretching and stretching.
It's crucial that they warm up, they stretch, they're practicing. What baseball team do I root for?
Yeah.
The Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Are you from Boston?
Here?
Yeah, I hope you guys, are not a Yankees fan. I might not have to talk to you.
Here's the hard part, and this has been very interesting. Next year, the Super Bowl is in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And that is an outdoor stadium, folks.
It's going to be cold.
And could you imagine a blackout 30 minutes in a game like this in a temperature that would have been in the teens? That could have caused unbelievable problems. So,
King, I'm a small.
Good.
So am I, King. I'll take a jersey, too. What's up, bro?
Thanks,
No, I didn't get asked. I'm a Giants fan. I'll take a jersey.
That's right.
Maybe he likes the Red Sox.
Well, shame on him.
No, shame on you.
Shame on him.
I'm just joking.
World champions, baby, right here.
That's all good. That's right.
I'm just joking. No, my family are from San Francisco, so they're Niners and Giants fan.
Sure.
But I kind of got into Boston and Patriots just because that's who I watch the most.
Great seafood in Boston.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been to Boston. I want to go to Boston.
Boston's a fun place.
Yes.
It's a crazy city. There are some very small streets, and if you have to go to the airport, you have to go through a tunnel. And no matter what they say, that tunnel is never uncongested. I have never been to Logan Airport without, you've got to leave. Even a cabbie doesn't like to go. If you look, you got an hour and a half, good luck. It's just getting through the tunnel, as they say. But
then you want to get back to the Super Bowl, you got to give it up for both teams. I mean, like we said in the first segment, at the end of the day, it was an exciting game.
We should close out one of the most important analytical thing about the Super Bowl, the commercials.
Indeed.
There were nothing.
I liked the baby commercial with all the baby animals and the little baby that goes up in space. I thought that was kind of
at the end. That was
which one I liked was the one where the model made out with the nerd. I thought that was hilarious.
That was the GoDaddy.
The GoDaddy.
It's very interesting because GoDaddy, what really started on the Super Bowl, and it was always a sexy, clothless lady who represented them, and they just kind of, I mean, they're now turning the corner to something a little more dynamic. I was at a party, and there was a saloon keeper and this new black lager from Budweiser. He said, "We haven't heard of it." So obviously that was introducing it for the first time there. I thought the Audi commercial with the kid who went to the prom by himself.
That was fun. I thought that was pretty good.
That probably came.
I kind of like the horse one too. I kind of like the Budweiser horse one.
It's always Clydesdales will always win.
You know, the most touching one that I saw was the Dodge truck commercial one
with Paul Harvey, the late Paul Harvey, doing his ode to farmers.
Yeah,
and that was a very cool commercial. And
that was a really great commercial. I think that was my favorite.
I fell asleep halfway through that commercial.
Oh my God.
And then I woke up 20 minutes later.
But it's
it was still going.
I frankly applaud them for the different approach to advertising.
Yeah, it was different. That's true. You got to give it up for that.
But as it is in the history books, and there will be more Super Bowls to come, and next year, who knows?
There'll be other championship games, soccer, hockey,
and
rugby.
There's always a winner and a loser, but
does anybody
the game?
Does anybody watch soccer?
Oh, absolutely.
I sometimes don't watch soccer. I'm starting to watch
rugby. Yeah, rugby's another good. That's a good game.
Soccer, okay. That's what.
All right, I think Monday morning is over, ladies and germs. So, as they say in the business, it's been a great Monday. Go out and have a great week. We'll be back here. Everybody will be back. By the way, just so you know, I have a teaching assignment for the rest of the week, so I'll be out teaching young chefs how to mess things up. And I won't be back, but we'll have some video, as they say.
So who's going to do reviews with me on Friday?
That's it. Oscar, I will telepathically send you my. All right.
WTF, Dave. I did not hear about this.
World Tennis Federation?
Make it a great day.
We'll see you all. They'll all see you on Tuesday.
Go eat some num-nums. Go eat some num-nums.
I'm Brandy DeQuinn. I am here at the SPCA, and I'm joined by Elizabeth, and she's the operations manager. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I would love to know about your little friend here.
This is Chloe. She came to us last week with a broken leg, and we took her to our vet who pinned it this weekend and set her straight, and she returned to the shelter this morning. So we're going to watch it and take care of her before we put her up for adoption.
How old is little Chloe?
Chloe is still a puppy. She's a toy Chihuahua, and she's only 5.5 months old.
So she came here with a broken leg?
Yes, yes. And this is an example of what we do going above and beyond. For animals, we try our best to do what we can for animals that come in under unusual and sad circumstances and try to repair it. She will be put up for adoption and go in seconds, I'm sure of that. And she's very sweet and very cute.
This must cost a lot of money, what you guys do to help the dogs here. What about her case?
Yes, veterinary costs add up, as we all know, with our personal animals. To repair her leg and get her off and going will be $1,500. So we're asking folks to contribute to just her case, Chloe. And you can go to spcanevada.org, our website, and go to donations, and it'll lead you to the correct place to donate specifically for her.
Oh, well, that's really nice. I mean, if you guys can't adopt a dog, but you want to do something to help an injured puppy out, I mean, that's something great that they could do.
Oh, absolutely. There are many, many ways to help out all the animals here at the shelter, and specifically cases like this that come up.
So how long has she been here at your shelter?
She just came in on Friday. Last Friday.
And then she had to get the cast on? And
yes, we zipped her right over to our offsite vet who took care of her and pinned her leg. We're trying to save the leg and avoid amputation. So this is the first step. So we think it's going to work. And I guess a couple more weeks and we'll see what happens.
So when will she be available for adoption?
We're waiting to see how her leg sets, but at this time it might be 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so she's gonna still be small, so you recommend who adopts her?
Yes. I would say because she's so delicate and sweet, and as you can see, look how little and skinny her legs are. She had it shaved here. I would say to a home, probably not with small children. They're so easy to trip over, little dogs like this. And then watch how many other animals you have in the house. Right now I have 5 cats and a puppy, so that might not be the best environment just because they might bully her. So I would say either a quiet home, maybe a retired couple, or couples that probably don't have young children or older children.
All right, so if you guys want to check out little Chloe here and help her out, all the information is going to be right there on the screen. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.